Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I am based at Edgar HQ, the home and the venue of all his YouTube live sessions and also where the coaching magic happens. So I'm going to be taking a look around his venue, which I know he's shared on his TikTok, social media and also YouTube platform himself, but it also links to some tips that I've received from Matt as well regarding coaching. Okay, so I do know Matt. Yeah, some of you that know me and obviously know Matt do know that we are together, but nonetheless I did want to do a video on this also because I want to look at visiting other players' establishments. I know Gowan Price has a chip shop that I do want to go visit and do a video on, but also again because it links to some tips that I've received from that have been very, very useful for me in the last 6 weeks. So back to the venue itself, and if you know Matt and you know he does the Rate My Hockey series over on the Mission channel, then you know he'll be partial to a bit of ambient lighting, which he's included in this venue himself. And you'll see around the room he's got various different World Champion shirts on the wall, perfectly and beautifully displayed. Not only will you be able to see his merchandise, but you'll also be able to see the trophies here on display of various tournament wins on the WDF Tour. And if you do get a little bit peckish, then you know Matt's got it covered with drinks and snacks available for when you do your coaching session. And if you think that you've seen all the lighting in this venue, then no, you have not, because you've even got the lights situated behind me that turn on with this handy remote control, which is useful if you want to change colour and add a bit more ambience. So if I'm going to score Matt a Rate My Hockey score, then I'd say 10 out of 10. Ding! Just to put it out there, I have been playing darts for just over a year, and that's competitively. And I first joined a pub league on a Wednesday, which gave me the confidence, just playing the odd game here or there, to go on to join a Tuesday night single league, where the confidence grew even more. Darts were still going out the board. Sometimes they still do, but I started to see a lot of improvement and get that match feel game practice where you feel nervous as well along the way. And at the back end of last year, I started to look for ways to improve my game, improve my throw, make me throw better, improve my average, get more tons, 80 pluses, things like that, where I wanted to be like, I want to improve as a darts player. And I'm probably with a lot of people here that have probably gone through this themselves, where they look at things like equipment. I changed from standards to kites. I changed my darts from grippy to less grippy. I was looking at my stance to maybe stand a little bit off centre, looking at the arm, everything like that to try and help me improve my darts, but realistically not knowing what I was doing. When I thought it'd be a good change, it ended up impacting my game quite massively. Not only that, it did end up making me lose my confidence, which I didn't have a great deal of confidence anyway, but that little that I did and the little bit of game that I had, because okay, I didn't have the bestest of game or form anyway, like I said, I was a beginner player, but I ended up losing what I had, and to try and get it back I did struggle, which is when you're sort of looking at equipment changes again to try and see where I can improve, how can I get back, or if not better than what I was previously. Got Matt on screen with me now, who's going to be able to explain my throw a little bit more in detail with you, whereas I probably can't necessarily do that. I'm not necessarily technical or a analyst in this side of things.
Fair comment.
Yeah, and trust me on this one, guys and girls, it's been hard to get him to be able just to give me a tip or some coaching lessons, because he always says it's hard to work with your partner.
Especially you.
Especially not me, I'm easy to work with. But anyway, moving on. Matt, please explain to the viewers about my throw and kind of where I was going wrong. And it's only one tip, remember, that he's given me, but that is the improvement that I've seen in the last couple of weeks.
I mean, she's absolutely right. Like, I didn't want to do this. Like, it's one of those things. You know, it's like you try like teaching your son to drive or something. It doesn't work the same. They go to driving instructor, same as this. Like, you should work with family and friends and things like that. They don't listen to you, especially this one. Like, I don't know if there's much that you actually take on board that I actually say. So, but you took this on board. You took this on board.
I thought this was you're analysing my throw kind of thing, not like...
We've done that a bit already. We've done that, and we've sort of worked through things. It's sort of like one main tip, but we sort of worked it through the base. We got your alignment right, the way you stand on the hockey. That matters in regards to the foot position. The foot position will dictate where your best position is on the hockey to let the arm come through straight. We start getting that. We start getting the arm coming through straight. However, we're still jerking between two different throws. You was trying to throw with the arm when you should be throwing with the wrist. there's not too many different ways of throwing a dart. Now, there looks like there is, because everyone like has different styles, different throws. But that's if you look at the sort of unique factors rather than the sporting factors, sport-specific factors, and you drill those in. So when we look at you, we had you straight, we had you aligned, we had the posture, we had everything in place. Still couldn't throw straight. Of course you couldn't, because you was throwing with the arm. So what we needed to do, we needed to reduce the amount of shoulder. We needed to reduce the amount of arm pushing the dart and start to engage the wrist in a way that the wrist was propelling the dart. So you've got to throw from a different side of the arm. So instead of throwing from here, we're throwing from here. And we then have to look at the journey of the dart, the arc of the dart. We look at the arc of the dart, we look at the arc in the arm. So if the dart's going to arc and fly through the air as such, if we can replicate that sort of within the arm and then get the propelling and get the release point right, we get that all into place, then we should be able to then throw the dart straight. A lot of it's triggers. So it took me time just standing behind triggers, relaying, sort of regurgitating, and just standing there and just constantly trigger. Every time it wasn't going, trigger points. Positive reinforcement when it goes well, and it takes time, which again is why I didn't really want to do it. Yeah, which is why I didn't want to do it, because it takes a lot of time, and traditionally she don't listen to me, which would normally take an awful lot more time. So anyway, we got there. We've got the dart coming through straight. Then it was practice. Then it's 6 weeks. Build on it for 6 weeks. Build that, what most people call muscle memory, but build that repetition. Get the eyes seeing what you want it to see. Get it coming through, and also get the relationship between the movement and the brain. We got that. The darts were coming through straight. I says within 6 weeks you're going to be flying. We're about 6 weeks in now, aren't we?
We are just about probably 6 weeks in, and like I say, proof is in the pudding in regards to the one tip that Matt gave me. And is it fair to say with you that hey, hang on a minute, I'm not...
I think the issue now is, we're 6 weeks in, we've got some great results, you now want more.
No, it's fair to say that with the one tip that you've gave me, because I'm such a beginner player, amateur player, things like that, when you're talking about building blocks and building on top of things, right now, even though I'm starting to get that tip that Matt gave me, right now I'm probably not in a position yet to take more. I've got to carry on doing what I'm doing at the moment, and then maybe in a month or so build on that.
She does listen, because biggest problem people do, try and change too much at once. Oh, that's worked, let me move on, progress. Sometimes progression is being consistent. Sometimes progression is continuing to do the things that are working for you, the things that are going well, the things that are working. Do that, drive that home. Don't always worry about having to add something new in, because while you're in that 6 week block, you're still adding something new. You're fine tuning something. Was it Bruce Lee, wasn't it, who said something along the lines, we're trying to remember the quote exactly, but he says, I do not fear the man who practices 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who practices one kick 1,000 times. That's a great place to end it now.
Yeah. Thank you for your analytics on my throw, and I hope obviously that helps you as a generic side of things. Obviously Matt does offer coaching sessions as well at his new venue, which you've seen, so I'll put a link as well in my description below, so there's ways that you can contact Matt in regards to coaching.
Because it is well worth his time looking at your throw, analysing it, breaking it down, and giving you building blocks to work on to help you improve your game. And in the 6 weeks that I've had to implement this one tip, I've beat my highest finishing, taking out a 97 finish, then followed by a 102 finish a couple of weeks later, a 180, which is my second overall and my first of this year. I've had 17 and 18 dart legs. I have had power scoring in both pub league and singles league. Average has increased along the way, being more consistent, and overall I feel more confident, which helps me effectively take out the doubles as well. I feel better in the way that I play. I will be putting some links in the comment section below in reference to the equipment that I do use. Honestly, I would have loved to put some more information in here, but I wanted to try and keep the video as short as possible. If you have liked this video, please do hit the like button, share away, and I'd also love to know your thoughts and if any of this has related to you, or what issues that you have in relation to your darts throw and what you want to improve in your game. Thank you very much all for watching this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.